Name clause. Name clause of the memorandum is necessary to state the name of the proposed company. Now the first one is, name stated in the memorandum of company should not be identical with or resemble the name of any existing registered company. The name should not be undesirable or objectionable, and it should not constitute any offence under any law. Now in the memorandum, when you mention the name clauses, here no word or expression in that name of the company should be such that it carries impression that the company is connected with central or state government or local authority or body corporate constitute by central or state government, like for example President, Rashtrapita, Father of Nation, Prime Minister, Chief Minister, Court, Governor, etc. Every public company with limited liability must add the word limited, and private company must have private limited at the end of its name. Companies proposed to be established for the purpose of promotion of commerce, art, science, sports, research, social welfare, religion, charity, etc. have no motive to distribute the profit in the form of dividend are exempted from adding the word limited or private limited. Is registered office clause. A company must, from the 15th day of its incorporation, must have a registered office which is capable of receiving and acknowledging all communication and notice as may be addressed to it. Now in the registered office clause, like the registered address establish the nationality of the company on the basis of which domicile state can be known and applied. Address of registered office decides the territorial jurisdiction applicable to the company. Company is an artificial person created by law. Any person can undertake correspondence at the registered office, can send notice, and company can acknowledge it. The members of the company or other parties who want to examine the documents personally or obtain additional information about the company may approach its registered office. Third is object clause. This is the most important clause of the memorandum. This clause explains the primary and secondary objective of the company. On the basis we can decide the area of work of the company. Mandatory for every company to state in Memorandum of Association the objective for which the company is proposed to be incorporated. So the object clause is an important concept over here. It carries the greatest importance in the entire memorandum. The promoter are having the liberty to have a choice of object of the company. The following are restriction upon the promoters to select the object of the company. Object must not be against any law or the provision of the Companies Act. Object of the company must not be against any public policy or the provision of the Constitution of India, and the object should not be contrary to the provision of any general law. The doctrine of ultra vires is that the company can continue with all those things which are mentioned in the Memorandum of Association. So the company possesses only those powers which are either explicitly or impliedly conferred upon it by virtues of its Memorandum of Association. It cannot access to what is not stated. So any activity in excess of what is stated in the object clause will be void, and the same will be declared as ultra vires, that is beyond the power. If the act is ultra vires, it does not create any legal relationship. Such an act is absolutely void even the whole body of shareholders ratify it and make it binding upon the company. The ultra vires act are the directors of the company are held personally liable for ultra vires act. Courts can prevent a company for doing such act. Ultra vires contract are void. For any ultra vires act by an employee acting on behalf of the company can be held liable. The directors of the company are responsible to the third party for ultra vires act. In order to avoid such situation, generally company includes most area of functions with the term any other object. in the object clause of its Memorandum of Association. In the capital clause of Memorandum of Association, the main, subsidiary and other objects of the company are clarified. Any act which is not mentioned in the object clause of Memorandum of Association cannot be undertaken by management even if it is beneficial for the company. If the directors do any act which is not mentioned in object clause, it is called your ultra vires